Yo, what's up? Happy Friday. Chin chin. Chin chin. Jimbo, sorry I'm late, bro. I know I said 3 o'clock, but I was a bit tied up, you know. Hey man, today I reckon, I've been thinking a lot about making change. It's actually why I started this whole thing. And, you know, oh, hold up. This camera, it's not working out for me. There we go. Bit better. Yeah, man, I feel the making change sounds like a very big task. That's why I've changed the name to creating change, because we all have the ability to create change. And I mean, I was having a chat with my mate, Jim Bob Hines. Go check him out, musician down the line. You know, Jamaican English dude, and he brought some stuff to more stuff to my attention that's quite alarming about, the slavery in Libya and all that. I mean, some dude's getting hacked up with a knife while he's like tied up, and just people just putting a knife into him like his cattle. It's kind of crap. It's kind of crap, and I don't know how that's acceptable. Probably it isn't. It really isn't. But to create change, man, like you can't, not you can't, you, how you go about it is you have to start with yourself, because you literally can't give $1 if you don't have one. And that's not money. I'm not talking about money. I'm just talking about the sense of having the ability to change. And the only way you could, I guess, help people change is help yourself change first, because the only way you're going to get someone to start moving forward is to lead by example. And the only way to do that is to seriously change yourself, and if you don't know how to do that, that's good. Like, there's the first point of realization. Well, if you think you don't need change, well, it's going to be a long road for you, because we constantly change. We constantly evolve, interactions and things we have with people. They might say something that you like, and then you could adopt that into your life because it's nice, and it's something that you want to be like. But if you don't know how to achieve what they're going to achieve, you have to ask them. So this funny thing about changing is you need a little bit of help. You always need help. You don't necessarily always get it, but that's not bad either, because then it just forces you to, it just tests your character. Truly, I mean, this is my experience. This studio, this business, whatever I've been up to, it's changed in my life. I was a tradesman since I left school. I used to work with my hands, but now I'm recovering from my second back surgery, and I'm 27, and I can't do that anymore. So I had two options. I could sit in my room and play PlayStation, or I could create change. And I thought, if I'm going to create change, and I have this new opportunity, this newfound insight, I guess, to make change, if I just do it for myself, what's that going to achieve? I might just land up back in to a sore back again, because I'll be focused on me, and I can promise you, ever since I've started this journey, ever since I've started helping people, I've been getting paid, man. But not the way you expect. It's through goodwill. It's a really, really strange thing. It's the only equation that doesn't need to be solved, because it runs absolutely perfectly. Right? When you give time to people, and you do nice things, automatically you get paid. Nice things happen to you. And that doesn't have to be winning the lotto. That doesn't have to be, having that multi-bet come in or anything like that. That feeling you get when someone looks at you and they say thank you, like genuinely say thank you, and you feel really nice. When heaps of those little moments start rolling into a snowball effect, you start feeling amazing. And then you start changing, because you've just, through a little bit of time, and it's not because you want credit, it's nice to get it. And you need to tell people you're thankful for things if they do it for you. Don't let anything go unnoticed. Doesn't matter if it's a glass of water. Doesn't matter if they come pick you up from somewhere, if you're stuck in town, if your missus comes and picks you up from town and you're with the lads, don't take that stuff for granted. Always say please and always say thank you. Always. Have manners. They cost nothing. Like my mate Reese yesterday told me that he was telling me a story about how he went to into a watch a shop to fix watches, and all he needed was that little pin, just a little pin, like just to go in the side thing there. And the lady's like, "Oh no, we don't sell them, but that will be like $5." And he's like, "So do you sell them or not?" And she's just blatantly rude as. And I mean, for a business to treat someone like that, it's awful, And that if Reese was, say, someone famous, and all he had to do was go on social media, something that older person doesn't understand, or that worker that doesn't understand, or anything like that, she's not upholding or maintaining that business's standard because of maybe some personal issues, She's doing the opposite of change, actually. She's just putting all her stuff out there, But she was just being blatantly rude, and then Reese told her. He said, manners cost nothing. That's it, and he walked out. And he was right, man. I really loved that story yesterday from him, because he chopped that chick. Because when he was walking out, another lady smiled at him. It was like, and he just got that nod, and that was his moment of, he did what was right. He never reacted. He just told her in a real nice way that, she could have handled this situation slightly better. And in that moment, he created change, because someone observed that, they valued that, they gave him the nod. Like, he changed someone else's mindset. Now he'll get paid for that. How? Because next time he knows that works by not reacting, so, and then it's just this changing process. So now, leading all of this back to where I started, to create change, like, if you're just scrolling through Facebook and, you think, oh yeah, well, that's in another country. Yeah, you're right. But you should ask yourself, what could you do in this country? What could you do on yourself to get to the level where you could where you could aid at that capacity? What can you start with yourself? And I mean, most people just don't want to help because it's not their reality. But I guarantee you, if your family was being hung up and cut up as slaves and being sold for $400, I'm pretty sure you'd want to do something about that, And I mean, we have world leaders for it. We have all these things, world leaders, I don't understand how Mr. Trump, I don't like to drop names, but I mean, he's the most influential man in the world right now. But he can go, why can't he send in a whole bunch of people and military just to detain all the people who are holding them as slaves and selling them and making profit of selling people? And I know the UN's supposed to be that, but it's not. I know the UN works, but I don't think it works to its full capacity. My belief of the UN, is that I believe they were created just as a distraction to make it look like they're making plans to help humanity. Because if the UN actually were a force to be reckoned with, everyone would have aid. Everyone, every single person. They wouldn't be having all these top salaries, because the people at the bottom who actually need the help, they've got nothing, and everyone who works in the UN gets to go home. I'm not saying they don't deserve to go home, but if you look at the two different realities, the 9 to 5, they're just, oh, sweet. But here we have the UN, here we have people trying to find diplomatic solutions while people are getting slaughtered. In various countries, Muslim countries, you got people being responsible for genocide in various countries happening, and people doing slave labor to selling kids to all this kind of carry on. But change can only be made as a whole if you start changing yourself. because you can only be an advocate for change if you know how to do so. You can't walk into a lecture for I don't know, for business, and the guy who's teaching the lecturer who's teaching, he studied art, because you're not going to achieve business by studying art. You know what I mean? So when it comes to the subject of change, if you feel like, you know, you're at a capacity where you can help, or you don't know how to help, just write it down on a piece of paper. Write it down on a piece of paper what you reckon you can do, you know? Don't write it off as to, personally, I'm not talking about like Libya now, I'm just talking about you personally. If you don't know how to make change in your life, think about what makes you happy. Start there, I reckon. Start there, because you're not going to make change if you're not happy. Could you imagine that? Grumpy ass people. But yeah, I reckon you should definitely just write down on a piece of paper. It's the best thing, because thoughts only become reality when you chuck on a piece of paper, you know, a pen to paper, or type it on your laptop, or, you know, because if it's just in here, it's just an idea. When it's on a piece of paper, it's a plan. And with a whole bunch of pieces of paper, you can set goals. And if you're wanting to set goals, you're ambitious, and you will achieve. You might not achieve your exact plan, but that's okay. If you are thankful for what you learn in the process of getting to your goal, I guarantee you the next time you try and do that again, you are going to smash it, because it's like take two, you know? Plans are like shooting for the stars and landing on the moon, you know? You're a bit closer to the stars, so you can replan again, you know, just for the next journey. And who's to say, you know, when you get to the stars, there's going to be another destination for you, you know? So I believe creating change starts with yourself, you know? And if you believe, you know, you're a conversationalist, and you believe, you know, you do it well, and you think you've got some ideas that maybe you and I could, you know, start talking about, or you, I, and maybe some other people, you know, just get a group of us to start, even if it's just about change for people, you know, let's take 10 people, let's monitor how change happens in their life. We'll set a program up, you know, and if it works for these 10 people, sheesh, let's put it out there, man. Let's put it out there for everyone to do. Because I believe we need to, I'm in New Zealand at the moment, I can't really help anything else in the world, but besides my words. But yeah, if we can help change ourselves, to help change New Zealand, and then to help change the world through charity, and charity can just be giving time, you don't have to do anything. Charity could just be lending your mind out to problem solving, because some people aren't problem solvers, some people are doers. You know, some people are artsy, some people are this. We're all very, very unique. We're all very, very, very unique in our own way. And that's why, you know, it humbles me to know that there are people out there that when they change themselves, or when they start believing in themselves, when they unlock that belief in themselves, that I get to learn off them. I get that privilege to learn off their minds, you know, because of what they're doing and the examples they're setting, you know. It's just, yeah, there's heaps of that going on in the world. You can look at various people, like Gary V, that's my main advocate at the moment. I mean, that guy's insane. He's cutting some serious shapes, you know. And there's a few other people. I'll start checking on some lists, but change starts here. It starts within, and it starts at home, you know. If you've got a messy house, you're going to have a messy mind. Trust me. I know, I've been through it. So, yeah, change starts with you. And if you don't know how to change, and you're struggling at the moment, and you feel like you're alone, or you feel like nothing's going your way, even because there's sunny weather, doesn't necessarily be sunny in here. But change starts in here with the belief that you can, first off, that it's not impossible to, and then also not being stubborn or close to the fact that you don't need change, because I always need change. I'm constantly changing, and I embrace it. That's why, you know, I'm just open to a whole lot of things. That's why I can't judge, because I never know how, you know, something might cut to the bone for someone emotionally, and because they haven't had maybe time to formulate, to deliver how they want to say it, you can't get angry at the message, but you don't have to entertain all of that, you know. So what you do is just relax, relax, be open to it, you know? Listen to the constructive words in the conversation and ignore the negative words, because the ones you're going to be taking away are the ones that are going to help you build your own future. And hopefully when you get to that level, you can share, because I tell you what, when you make some realizations, it's very, for me, it's just, I found it real selfish just to hold this all to myself, because it's how I changed. It's how my life, it's how my process of understanding started, by recognizing I needed to change things in my life and had to take responsibility. So yeah, it starts with you. And oh yeah, later, if you guys, for any football people watching, I'm getting in the rowdy Callum Rowe. He is going to be one of a few hosts on our football show. We're going to be talking about the Premier League and local football, and we're going to be talking some topics about women's football versus men's football, and how money's changed our sport, and yeah, just a few other topics that are going to be quite heated, I reckon, at times. But yeah, I would love you guys' feedback. Honestly, these videos and things that I'm doing, like them and share them, man, because, you know, something I say might just help just one person. That's what I'm after, you know. It's real cool. Yesterday I was in the getting alcohol from the store, and this dude yells at me, he's like, half, and I was just like, what the? And he's like, mean show, bro. So honestly, it's nice to see people are watching and are taking it in and are supporting. I've been a bit of a off week this week. It's not off. I've been doing stuff behind the scenes, but had no voice really. And also the supermoon wrecks me. The supermoon wrecks me, man. It makes me so tired, drains so much energy. If you don't know what that means, that's all good. I'm not being an airy fairy dude. I'm actually, yeah. If you want to understand what that means, then I'm more than happy to have a conversation with you about that. But yeah, if you guys could tune in later and even share this video and just give us some feedback on how you've changed and how you've used tools to change, because I'm only one man with a certain skill set, and you know, you guys are the tools in the armory for change, I guess, you know, in the armory. So yeah, give me some more weapons for change, and let's crack on and start making change. It needs to happen. It's heading towards Christmas, and it's a happy time, so what better time to kick off than when it's happy, right? But yeah, much love to you all. I hope you have a good Friday, and yeah, we'll catch you guys tonight, I think at about 9 o'clock-ish or 9:30. Yeah, so that'll be posted up here. So much love, shout out to you all for being happy. You deserve it. Start making change, eh? Good to see you.